Okay, so now we'll discuss about what is networking, or maybe we can say the introduction to networking. So we're going to cover the first topic, which is planned for 45 minutes. I think it will take 45 minutes to explain this. Okay, so listen, guys. See, generally, anyone who wanted to learn networking, they wanted to learn the purpose of networking. What is the need to learn networking? Okay, so generally, this is my way of teaching. This is my style of teaching. I don't use any PowerPoint presentations and all. Whatever I want to teach, I'll just write over here and then I teach, so that students should not sleep. I know generally, if you put slides and all, there is no point in it. Slides are very boring. I have never, in my in my teaching career, I've never used any slides to teach. So anything that I teach is going to be completely with slides only. Sorry, with the slide, writing it over here, writing. I'm not going to use any PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so introduction networking. See, I know we cannot have this session interactive because you guys are on mute. I'm here. We cannot have the session interactive. But generally, when I teach my classroom training, or maybe even the full course where students join for online training, generally I ask this question and I get response from students. They just say whatever they know about networking. But here, it's just one way, right? I'm just transferring it to you guys, and I cannot get the answer from you guys, because if you start answering in this big Zoom meeting, it will be never ending and it will decrease the quality of the training. So let me ask myself and let me answer myself. Okay. So according to me, right, I when I started learning networking, right, according to me, what the textbook have given me, the textbook definition that anyone can find in about networking or about computer networking is, right, connecting multiple devices to share data. Right. So let me repeat that again. I can say connecting PCs. Okay. So connecting PCs to share data. Okay, this is what a general definition that anyone can say about what networking is. This is a textbook definition. When you search for networking, about networking in Wikipedia, or if you just go through your textbook, so this is the simplest definition that you can get: connecting devices to share data. Right. So now, having this definition in mind, let me give you one more example, because when we learn networking, we have to understand the purpose of networking first. Okay, so let me just give you a simple example. So this statement says that connecting PCs to share data. That is what networking definition is. Okay, let me give you a different example. Okay, let's say that I have PC1 and then PC2. Okay, so assume this PC has got movies in it. Okay, so this guy has got movies. Okay, so now PC1 wanted to transfer this movie. I mean, PC1 wanted to share this movie to PC2. Okay. So yeah, so simply you wanted to copy this movie and then share it with PC2. That's it, right? So in this case, in this requirement, right, what type of suggestion you guys will give? Yeah, just wanted to copy this movie from PC1 to PC2. Right. The simplest way is pen drive. Right. That's the simplest way. So pen drive, right? So we don't have to do any other way of sharing. No, simply get a pen drive, copy this movies folder into the pen drive, and then uh, paste it over there. Give to that guy, and PC2 will paste it in his local hard disk. Yes. So now we can share the data through pen drive itself, right? So what happens when you use pen drive? Data has been shared. This data, the one that you have in PC1, has been shared with PC2 with the help of pen drive. Right now, after this, the movie came here. Yeah. Now, if you see this, right, I have shared the data, right? I've shared the data with the help of pen drive. And what is the meaning that networking is giving us? What is the definition that we have for networking? Connecting pieces to share the data. Now, here, the same data has been shared without network, right? I just used a pen drive to copy it over there, and this guy got the movie. So if I can do that data transfer, or if I can do that data sharing through pen drive itself, then what is the point in having networking? Why do we need to have a network if I can simply share something through pen drive itself? I think most of you guys have the answers with you, but unfortunately, you guys are not able to answer it in the meeting. That's fine, right? I can understand. But I'll tell you what are the problems that we have with pen drive. So pen drive doesn't give a pen drive data sharing is fine, right? It's easy, it's quick, it's very simple. But the problem in pen drive data sharing is scalability. What is scalability? So maybe if you have two PCs, then you can do data sharing with pen drive. But can you do the same data sharing with, when you have instead of two PCs, can you do that with, let's say I have PC4. I know I'm just gonna have 20 pieces over here, PC 19 and then PC 20. Okay. So now we assume that you are in a environment where you have 20 PCs, right? Maybe you can think about your college lab, or you can think about your office environment, whatever it is, right? So in that case, if this file or this movie folder, if you wanted to copy it from PC1 to all the other PCs uh, through pen drive, is it possible? Right? Can we do pen drive data sharing with 20 PCs? We can do it. I'm not saying it's not possible. You can do it, but it's not that easy, right? So when with two PCs, it was very easy. Just one pen drive, we just copied. It was fine. So the same technology, I can say the same pen drive example, the same pen drive solution, which was working very good with two PCs. But when I increase the number of PCs, it's not going to work. Because why? Because pen drive doesn't have the scalability option. Just think 20 pieces you want to share the data with pen drive. I know you want to have multiple pen drives, multiple people, plugging in, plugging out, copying. It's going to be a mess case, really. It's not that easy to do with pen drive. Okay, just maybe it's possible, right? It's possible. Maybe it will take one day time to copy this to all the other devices. Maybe let me increase this count to 200, right? Assume that I have a environment where you have 200 PCs. Is it possible to share that with contact? Not possible. Let me just keep increasing this count. Okay, so I just randomly put some zeros over here. I don't know what this value is. Okay, assume that these many PCs are there, right? Can you imagine about sharing data with pen drive? Not at all possible, right? Maybe right. Assume that if I'm not sure what is this exactly, but right now in the world, right now in the globe, we have close to 2,000 crore devices, maybe even more than that. The number of devices I'm talking about. I'm talking about the PCs, phones, servers, routers, and all these networking devices or networking capable devices. If you count, it's going close to 2,000 crore, right? And 2,000 crore devices we have in the world. And can you imagine that data sharing can be done through pen drive or any other way with these 2,000 crore devices that we have? Definitely not possible at all, right? It's going to be really tough. Not really, it's impossible, I can say, right? No one can do pen drive data sharing with these many devices and all. That is where what we have. That is where we have networking in place. So understand. So most of the students whom I teach or who come from my training directly, they learn networking, or maybe they not, maybe it can be any other technology. They learn the technology, but they don't understand the purpose of it. They don't understand the problem that we have before that. So the problem is what? Networking, why networking has been invented? Why people are investing billions of dollars or trillions of dollars in networking every year? Yeah, just to get the infrastructure running. Because data sharing is very important, and that type of data sharing can be easily shared only with networking. Right? So internet. Okay, internet is what networking is. Right? Internet is a other word for networking. So in this course, we're gonna learn almost how the internet works, right? What are the protocols the internet we use in internet, right? Everything, right? Anything that is related to networking is nothing but internet only, right? So we're gonna more focus on the internet work, how it works, how things are happening. Because in a second, right, the Zoom meeting is a very good example. All of us are joining from our home, from our office, but we are connected and you guys are learning something. It's because of what? It's because of internet. And internet is what? Internet is nothing but networking, right? Internet networking is what it is actually internet working. The short of internet working is what we call this internet. Yeah. So now hope you guys understood, right? So the purpose of networking is what? So the data sharing. The data sharing will be difficult when you have multiple devices. With pen drive, if you wanted to sharing, it's going to be difficult. But through network, it's going to be really easy. Okay. So let me take my example with the 20 PCs. Right? Let me discuss on this. Okay. So now we understood that pen drive way of data sharing is going to be difficult. In that case, then what way of data sharing we can do? Right? We can do network, we can do data sharing via network. So now I'll tell you how that can be done. So assume that you have 20 pieces like this, right? And you can form a small network to do the data sharing. Right. And most of you might know a few networking devices. If you guys don't know networking devices and all, I'll tell you, right? So router is a very important networking device, right? Which will be mostly covering in this course. And then we're gonna little bit touch on switches also. Switches also important networking devices. And other networking devices out of this course will be firewall. You can think about firewall. It's a very intelligent device. A firewall, a wireless LAN controller, wireless access points are there, right? And maybe many networking devices are there. We cannot list it. There are many networking devices that we have. but we're going to focus only on routers and switches in this course. Okay, maybe for this example, coming to this example, right now, how do I take this PC? How do I take this movies from PC1 and share it with other PCs? That's what the requirement is, right? Now I'll simply tell you how that can be done, and also I'll also do a small lab on that. Okay, how that can be really done. Okay, so we'll take for this requirement, we don't really need a router, right? Routers are generally needed only when you wanted to, go to internet. You all have routers at your home, but what is the purpose of having that router? Right, that router will help us to access internet, right? So for this example, we are not trying to access any internet here. We are just trying to, share movies from this PC to the other PCs. For that, this one device is sufficient, right? This switch is sufficient. Okay, we're gonna have a switch. So before that, I'll just show you how the switches or how the image of the switch is gonna look like. Okay, so yes, here. If you have any questions, I'll ask. I'll take the questions later. Please. Okay, so now you can see this image, right? This is what how the switch looks like. So the networking devices that I was talking about, this is a switch. This is how the switch will look like, and you can see it is a 24 port switch. Yeah, so this is a switch. Okay, you can see multiple ports are there, 24 ports, right? It's a Cisco switch, right? And in this course, it's about CCNA basics and CCNA. I don't know whether you guys know this or not. What is CCNA? Most of you guys they don't know this also. Okay, CCNA is nothing but IT certification. Okay, that is offered by Cisco. Right, I'll just take a couple of minutes to explain this. IT certification. Okay, and CCNA stands for what? CCNA stands for Cisco Certified Network Associate. Okay. So it's nothing but IT certification where it's an associate level certification. Maybe you can think like a beginner level certification where you will be learning most of the networking concepts, right? That is what we're going to focus on. CCNA is a associate level certification, and we're going to cover the basics of CCNA, right? Yeah, and this certification is provided by a company called Cisco, and that is the same company that you guys see here also, right? This is a product from a Cisco, right? It's a Cisco switch, right? See, we'll be learning networking only, guys, but the networking is going to be related with Cisco devices, right? We're going to learn networking generally, and we're going to apply the networking concept on Cisco devices. Okay. Yes, I'm not promoting Cisco here, right? You can even take different vendors and apply the labs, but our lab is purely based on Cisco devices only, right? If you have your own personal lab in your office or whatever it is, you can use, instead of using Cisco devices, you can apply it with other vendors also, right? You have other vendors like Juniper, is very kind of popular competitor to Cisco, or maybe you can take Huawei, or you can take HP. Multiple brands are there, but Cisco is very dominant and popular in networking. Okay, it's a Cisco switch and 24 port switch it is, and you can see 24 ports over here. Okay, so now the thing is, I'm gonna take a cable, right? This is a LAN cable, we guys know. Okay, if you have not seen it, just see it now. That's a very simple LAN cable. Most of us have seen this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take LAN cable. One end of the LAN cable, I'm just gonna connect to the first port, right? You can connect to the port of the switch, and the other end of the cable, right? This is the LAN cable should go to this Ethernet port. Can you see here? There is an Ethernet port. This is the Ethernet port. Yeah. So now I'm just gonna connect this cable to this Ethernet port. This is how the connection should be. If you need to take a cable, one end of the cable should be connected with the first port, and this again, not first, you can just connect to anyone that you want. I'm just starting with the first port. You can also connect with the second one also, no issues. Okay, so we'll just use the other ports for the other PCs. So we are connecting to the first port here, and this cable, at the other end of the cable is gonna go to the PC, right? So this way, here we can think about my diagram, right? I'm gonna take a switch, right, which has got 24 ports, okay? And I'm gonna take a cable and connect like this. Okay, yes. So now we connected a cable to the switch, and all the cables are the other side of the cable is connected to the PC. Now we have a small network, and this network is we call it as LAN. This is a local area network. right? This is a small network, right? So we just have all the devices placed nearby. Okay, so this is what basically LAN is. Okay, so WAN is something different, which we'll cover in the upcoming classes. This is a LAN, a small network, so that is connected with multiple computers. Okay, so now after this switch is connected to the cables, right? Now to share the data from this PC1 to PC2, what you guys can do is you guys can go to this PC, and first you have to go and assign them an IP address, right? So of course, IP addresses we'll be covering in this course in depth, but now I'm just telling you, IP address is nothing but a number that we're giving to all the PCs, right? Mostly, in a network, you need to give IP addresses uniquely, right? For example, if you give IP address to this PC, then you cannot use the same IP to the other PCs. It should be unique inside the network. Okay, so here I'm going to take this PC1. 192.168, 1 dot. This is an IP address. About IP address and all, we'll discuss, guys. I'm not going to get into IP address right now in depth. This is just a number or an address to the PC. So we'll assign IP address to this PC. That is going to be 192.168.1.1. Right, and also we'll just take this PC and give him an IP address of 192.168.1.2. Okay, the same way, here 1.4, here 1.5, which is 192.168. Right, I'm not writing it, but you have to understand it's 192.168 and then 1.4. This is 192.168, 1.5. And this guy, now we have multiple devices. Here, this case can be 1.19 and this case can be 1.20. So we have a small network with 20 PCs. All of them are connected to a networking device called a switch. Cables are here. And then all the devices got an IP address. After this, what we can do is this movies, can go to the properties of this movie folder, and you can go to sharing, right? I'll show you in the lab how to do that. So sharing, once you enable sharing, you can go to the movies folder, properties of the movies folder, and then you can enable sharing. Once the sharing part is done, what we can do is, now this PC sharing this movies with everyone. Yeah. Now whoever wants this movie, right? For example, let's say PC2 wants the movie that PC1 has shared. Now what PC2 can do is he can just go, and there is an application called Run. Right? Most of you might have seen it. If not, I'll show in my lab. Okay, Run, and I'm just gonna go and type the IP address. So in the Run application, you can just give double slash for the network path, and you can type the IP address 192.168.1.1. So who's having the IP address 1.1? This guy is having the IP address, right? So we are typing the IP address of 192.168.1.1, and once you just access it, or once you give enter, what happens with this PC through network? That's what the power is. The power of networking is, since we have all the cables connected, everything is good. Through this network, the PC will go and contact PC1, and he'll get the movie folder. And now the movie folder is going to be appearing on PC2. So PC2 is in that, PC2 is there, but PC1 has got a movie with him. Now, with the help of network, and once the sharing part is done, now through network, you can access the movies folder from PC1 to PC2. Right? Once I do demonstration, you guys will be able to understand this. And also, I'll share the video how you guys can do this lab and all. I'll tell you. So you guys can also practice the same lab. Yeah. So maybe I'll give you the lab recordings, guys. Maybe after this class is over, in the group, I'll share the lab recordings which you guys can see, and then practice the same lab. Okay. So yes, questions, I'll take it later. Please wait. Okay. Next thing is, where is 1.2? 1.2 here. I just forgot to write 1.3. Sorry. So in this case 1.3, in this case 1.4. Okay, I just missed 1.3 somewhere in between. Okay, yeah. So now we have this, and now if 1.3 wanted to access it, then what 1.3 can do? Right? Should 1.3 use pen drive? No one need to use pen drive right now. Now from PC3, what I can do is I can take this PC3, he can open his run application, right? The same way how PC2 did, he can open his run application. He can just type double slash, and then he can type the IP address of 192.168.1.1. Again, he's trying to access the folder that PC1 is sharing. Now he can just directly copy it from PC1, right? Now all the other devices, like this PC1 is there, and all the other 19 PCs, they can do one simple step, and that is go to the run application, type the IP address of PC1, and then get the movie folder from them. This is so easy, instead of doing this network sharing and all. Yeah, sorry, instead of doing the pen drive sharing and all, this network sharing is really easy. Yeah. So now, so this is what exactly I wanted to say when it comes to introduction to networking. The introduction to networking is nothing but you just want to know what is the purpose of networking. networking cannot be completed in 10 minutes or 20 minutes of classes. Networking is it's an ocean. Okay, you have so many concepts in it, in which we just start with the initial level of CCNA. In that CCNA also, you guys are gonna just learn about the basics of CCNA, right? So yes, this is what I can say about introduction to networking. Maybe I'll just go and show you the lab so that you guys can try the lab when you guys get time. Okay, so let me log into my lab. Admin login. And here you can see all the folders, but NG Labs demo, this folder is available for everyone, guys. I'll give a video how to do this lab. You guys can practice it. NG Labs demo. I'm just clicking on it and I'm taking this lab, right? IV or workshop. This is a lab that then generally we have it open for all the students. People can access it. The name of this lab is IV workshop and IV. Okay, so let me open this. And then I'm just having a couple of devices over here. One is Windows 10, the other one is Windows 7, right? Let me start both the devices. Click on more actions and start. Okay, now we're gonna get this two virtual machines running up and we're gonna practice that network sharing. Okay, already the cables are connected with the switch kind of a device. It is not switch actually, it is a hub. But yeah, fine. Either switch or hub for this lab environment, that is sufficient. But switches are really intelligent than hubs. Okay, so let me click on this Windows 10 machine. I think Windows 10 machine is loading. Meanwhile, what I'll do is I'll go to Windows 7 machine first. I think this guy is ready. Okay, Windows 7 is ready. Okay, let me log in with the password. The password is welcome, which is already available in the video. I'll share that video with you guys. Okay, so now let's go and first assign the IP address to this PC. Okay, first Windows 7 machine, we're going to assign IP address to this machine. I'll click on local area connection, properties. Okay, so yeah, so what you can simply do is, wait, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the command prompt now. So let's open command prompt, and I'm going to go to the place where we can assign IP addresses. So in command prompt, I'm going to type ncpa.cpl. Okay. So this is a shortcut, and the same shortcut is already available here also. Right here you can see, this local area connection. Here also, you can just click on it and do it. Or else maybe you can just use this because this shortcut is available in my PC. If you're trying it in your PC, then this shortcut won't be available. So that I'm just telling you, open command prompt and type ncpa.cpl. Okay. Okay, so here I'll just click on this icon and go to properties and there IPv4. I know I'm just doing it fast. Let me do it one more time. But in the video, it's slow only, guys. You can pause it and do it and then continue. Okay, so clicking on this icon, going to the properties section, and then going to IPv4, and then use the following IP address. Right now, 192.168.1.2. So that's the IP address that I planned for this Windows 7 machine. So I'm typing the IP address of this machine. Right, this is the IP address of this PC. Okay, because we know every PC needs an IP address to talk on a network. Okay, so once I click on submit mask, it automatically fills the submit mask. That's okay, right? We'll talk about submit mask later in this course in detail. Not right now. So it is filling me some random default subnet mask, which is 255.255.255.0. That's fine. I'm just going to okay. Okay. Yeah, fine. So now we got IP address, we got this PC with an IP address of 192.168.1.1. 1.2, sorry. 1.2. Yes, this guy is 1.2. Right? We configured him an IP address. Right. I think now Windows 10 machine should be ready. Let's just go and configure that also. Yeah, so let me click on Windows 10 machine. Windows 10 machine should be ready. Yeah, so he is ready. Now the same step only, it's a Windows platform. So same thing, go to command prompt, type ncpa.cpl. Clicking on this, going to properties, going to IP4 and give me an IP address 192.168.1.1. That's the first piece, right? So we're going to give 1.1 IP address and then submit mask is 255.255.255.0. Okay. Okay, I think yes, we got an IP address too. So now we have IP address for both the devices. Okay. So now all we need to do is now I need to go and check the connectivity between the devices. Now we got IP address for both the PCs. Now this PC has got an IP address of 1.1 and this PC has got an IP address of 1.2. Now I'll go to this PC and I'm just gonna go and create. First, we'll just go and check the connectivity guys. I'm gonna use a command called ping. Okay, I think okay, guys, am I clearly audible? Or is there any lagging? Yes, right. Okay. Yes, because I got just uh, internet issue here. Okay, yeah. So we'll continue this. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes. Thank you. Okay. Yes. So now I'm just going to use a ping command. See, networking, any network engineer you take, the life of a network engineer starts with ping and it ends with ping. Okay, ping is the most used command in networking, I can say. I've used this command, I don't know how many times, maybe more than 1 lakh times I've used this ping command in my classes. So I'm going to use this ping command and I'm going to ping 1.2 to just check whether we both are connected or not because we got network, we got a switch, we got a cable, everything is there, we got an IP address. But how do we test whether it's reachable or not? Okay, I'm going to go to this PC, type the place, same place where the command prompt where we type this ncpl.cpl, right? The same command prompt I'm taking and I'm just typing ping 192.168.1 point, right? I'm just trying from Windows 10 PC. I'm trying to ping Windows 7 PC. Oh, I think something is wrong here. So if you see this, something is wrong. I think maybe I didn't configure the IP address properly. I think so. Okay, wait. I think there's a small lag in the network. Okay, maybe I think I didn't give okay here. Please. That's an issue. I need to give okay here. Okay, fine. I think now we should be able to. Okay, let me try to think. Sorry guys for the bad network here. I can see there is a small lag when I try to access the lab. That I think that is because of my internet issue. 1.2. Yeah, now you can see the ping is properly working. When I try to ping 1.2, I can see 1.2 is replying to me. Okay, so what we did? I just went to this PC and I went to the command from this PC and we pinged 192.168.1.2. I was trying to send a hi message to him. See how sweet he is. He's just sending me the hi back. Hey, hi. Right. Yeah, we'll talk about this thing later, right? Maybe why it is happening 4 times and all. We'll discuss later. Okay, but right now, if you see any response, like, let me ping it again and show you. So when I try to ping, type ping command, and then type the destination IP address 192.1.2. Yeah. So now we get the reply. So we are connected. So now let's go back to the specific network sharing. Now, see this example I'm explaining you now, right? This is not something that can be done only in the lab. You can do it at your home. If you have a PC with you and if you have your brother or sister who's asking for some data through pen drive, don't share it with pen drive. You can share it with network itself, right? All of us has got a Wi-Fi network at least at our home. You can do the same thing in Wi-Fi also, right? Even though you have a cable connection over here, it's not that it's going to work only in cables. It can also work in Wi-Fi, right? Maybe please practice this basic. That is what, right? That is what creates an interest to learn further concepts in networking. Okay, yeah. So we'll go to this PC. I'm just gonna go and create a movie folder. I don't have one over there. Okay, let me just minimize this guy. Right click, new folder, movies. Properties, or maybe wait, what is this? I think the lab is not the lab is slow. I think the internet is slow. I think so. Yeah, I couldn't access the device very easily. Wait, try it again. Okay. So right click this movie folder, or maybe first we'll just try to create some movies inside this. Inside the movie folder, I'm just trying to create some files. That's it. Movies, and I'm just gonna create some, any file is fine. I'm just gonna create a movies. I'm just gonna change the extension. It's just a file sharing, right? Don't think specific to movies. Okay, now it looks like a movie. Okay, so yes. Assume that this PC has got this movie folder which he need to share. Okay, let's close this and then share this movie folder with others. Okay. Right click, go to properties section, and there you see the sharing option, right? Click on the sharing, share, and then add everyone whom you wanted to share. I'm sharing it with everyone. Okay, and then click on the share button. I know I'm doing it faster, guys, but you can do it by watching the recordings. Advanced sharing, share this photo. Okay. And finally, we need to disable the password protected sharing. I'm just clicking on this link, network and sharing center, and then going to the bottom one. There, I'm just disabling the password because usually it will ask for password when you share. I'm disabling it. Okay, save changes. Okay, I think yeah, that's fine right now. I think the movie folder has been shared. Let's go and try to access it from the other device. The Windows 7. Right, Windows 10 has got movies. Windows 7, we are trying to access it from Windows 7 now. Yeah, so now what I'll do is I'll open this run application, run. Okay, there you go. This guy, I'm just going to give double slash and 192.168.1.1, right? Because 1.1 is the Windows 7, Windows 10 PC, which has got a movies in it. Will be okay. And can you see, right now I'm in the network and accessing which PC? 1.1, right? And we have movies over here. Right click, copy it, and then just go and paste it. There you go. We got the movie. So we got a movie shared from Windows 10 PC to Windows 7 PC through network. Right now, just imagine the same data sharing can even be done with hundreds of devices, right? Just think about your office network or college network where you have multiple devices. One PC has got one file. And can we share that file with pen drive to all the other devices? That's going to be really tough. But when you do that with network, it's easy, right? So for that, we need some network infrastructure, right? Which can be created with the help of these networking devices, routers, switches, PCs, all those guys and all. Okay. Hope you guys understood today's class because the next topic is going to be OSA model, which I'm not gonna start today because if I start, we'll not be able to finish with a given time. Tomorrow we'll start OSA model fresh, and we're gonna discuss about OSA model. Tomorrow we'll complete OSA model because every day, as the topic says, you can even check the course content. So OSA model is the topic for 2 hours. We will be discussing OSA model and then we'll go through next topics and all. Okay. So yes, now since we have time left of time, let me stop the recording now and then I'll ask your questions and I'll try to answer them, right? Because we don't need to have the questions in the recording sessions. Let us have the recording sessions very clearly, very clean. Okay, this is what exactly. And I'll also share the YouTube link, which I've already shared, which I've already created a few months back to my other batch students. I'll share that with you guys. You guys can also practice the same lab, right? And how do we get the lab access? All those things is mentioned in that video itself. Okay. Yes. Now we'll take questions, guys. Okay, wait. Let me enable chat. Yes. Now you guys can ask your doubts. Sorry, I cannot unmute because if we unmute, then it's gonna be a mess. We cannot unmute it. Okay, you can ask your doubts if you have. Okay, so there's a question from Sai is asking any coding required to learn CCNA. The answer is big no. CCNA is a course where you don't need network, you don't need coding at all, right? Not only for CCNA, even for networking, you don't need to have any coding knowledge as of now. Maybe there are certain parts of networking where you deal with network automations. There only you need there only you need programming skills or coding skills. But for the basic network that we are learning, like without network automation, the network that we are learning, no need for any programming or coding skills. So the answer is no. You don't need to have any coding. We're not going to use any coding or programming in this course. Okay. Okay. I think just let me take the questions. Please wait. Okay, so yes, TCP is involved. We'll talk about TCPs and TCP in the later days. TCP connection. This is the based on TCP only. Okay, Arvind has got a question. How do I find my PC's IP address? See, any PC's IP address, you can go with command prompt. If you are using Windows, you can go to command prompt and type ipconfig, and there you can see the IP address, right? This is the IP address of my PC. Likewise, you can also go and use ipconfig. We'll be doing it, right? In the class itself, this is a part of the course, right? In upcoming class, and once we start doing the labs and all, we'll do all these things. We'll configure IP address to the PCs, we'll verify them. Since you asked now, I'm just giving you the command. The command is ipconfig. Okay, that's a command you can use to check the IP address of the PC. Okay. Um, See, Akshay, the task will mean you don't have any task explicitly, but you have to understand the task is nothing but whatever I teach and whatever the lab that I do, right? You have to go and do the lab. That is what the task is going to be. You don't have any specific task and all, right? It's nothing but yeah, self-understanding. The task is nothing is going to be the labs that I'm demonstrating. Whatever I demonstrate, maybe today you can take this as the task. This is what you have to practice. Okay, and then come for tomorrow's class. This is a task. Every day we have some labs, and that is going to be your task. Okay. Yes, I'll be sharing the video in which you can find the lab URL. Everything is there. Okay. Yes. Okay. I think Rishikesh has got something default IP address for management port for Cisco devices. We'll talk about that and all once we start the labs completely, Rishikesh. Okay. Umang has got a question. Why can't we ping the devices outside our network or outside our subset? See, basically, there are two things. One is private and public IP address, right? All these IP address that we use in our network is private, right? If you have a public IP address, you can ping it, right? We'll talk about public IP, private IP address in the concept called NAT, network address transmission. Yeah. Yes. Arokia, the simple thing is, which is nothing but a device that we use to connect multiple PCs. So once we start doing the lab, you'll understand it. Switch is not a device to connect a Windows 10 and Windows 7. Switch is a device that is used to connect multiple devices. Yeah, just when you have multiple PCs, you will be using a switch to connect all the multiple devices. Okay. So how does NIC card works? We'll talk about that. What is the purpose of NIC card? Why do we need to have that in the network and all? We'll discuss in upcoming sessions. Maria, you can check the recordings on that. Maria, I'll show that in the recordings, right? I'll share the recording in the group definitely after the class is over. You can, if you're really interested, go see that recording sessions to the lab. Yes. See, about the difference between switch and hub, we'll discuss. Switch is an intelligent device, but whereas hub is not that intelligent. What is the exact difference and all we'll discuss. Maybe I think I can discuss in the course, but not sure we have time. I don't have a specific time allotted to discuss the difference between switch and hub. Maybe you can just check in the internet. But once you know about the switches completely, you can easily compare hubs and understand the difference between switch and a hub. Right? See, guys, one thing is if you don't have any questions, if you want to leave the meeting, you can leave. Right? Yeah, so that's for everyone. Or if you want to stay with the meeting and understand the questions and all, fine. Or if you want to leave the meeting, you guys can leave. Yeah. Yeah. How to give access to a few users only, that is possible, but you need to have some kind of an active directory environment, Tamil, right? So if you want to give access only to specific users, you can do that, but with the help of active directory environment, not just like that. Okay. Maybe if you wanted to know, if you wanted to learn network automation, maybe Python is what I would suggest. Which language, if you want me to recommend, Python will be the better language to start with for network automation. Okay. But most of the networking doesn't come with automation right now. Maybe in future we may get automation, but networking right now, whatever that we learn, whatever courses that we teach here, most of the things are manual network configuration only. Okay. So that you don't need any programming knowledge. Hariharan, ping this to check the connectivity between the devices. Okay, if you wanted to check whether the device is connected or not, you can use ping command and verify they are in the network or not. Okay. Yes, cyber security, you need coding. That's important. Cyber security people need coding. Python for networking course, I don't have any plan for that, Prapanjan. I'll tell you when the course starts, we'll notify that. Yes, Arul Kumar, your question, the answer for your question is yes, a single person can access multiple servers for transferring data. That's possible. Yes, I think the name is DS. Can we connect two PCs directly without a switch? Yes, of course, you can connect two PCs directly, but you cannot connect the third PC. So only if you have two PCs, you can connect them directly with a cable. But when you have three PCs or four PCs or more than two PCs, then you need a switch. Okay, two PCs means directly you can connect, but when you want to connect multiple devices, you need to have a switch. Okay, yes, Naveen, kind of, yes. Today's class is about basics of networking and how do we connect, how do we share data between two devices with a small network. Okay, I think there's a question from iPhone. My friend is trying to connect but not able to join. I don't know why he is not able to join. The meeting link has been shared. I think others can join. You need to check with your friend on the iPhone what the issue is. I'm not sure why he is not able to join. Okay, we have a capacity up to 500, so you should be able to join. Okay. Yeah. So Chandru, the your question is answered in the video itself, right? I'll answer. I have answered it in the video. You can watch the video and slowly do the lab. Okay. Sorry, Divya, we cannot provide the dumps and all after this course. Maybe dumps can be provided only for people who join the complete course. This course is just CCNA basics. We cannot provide CCNA dumps after this course. Purpose of router, we'll understand. That's one day topic. We'll understand the purpose of router. Yeah. What is the different PowerShell and command prompt? PowerShell, you can execute more stuff in PowerShell than command prompt. Yeah, you can change the IP address also. Hmm. Yes, I think Keshav, I think I got your question correctly. Can you change the IP address? Yes, you can change the IP address, just something that we are saying. If you want, you can change it. Okay. But both the pieces cannot have the same IP address. Yeah, both pieces have to have different IP address. You can change it, right? If you want, you can just give a different IP address and you can check. Yes, Bala, your question has been already answered. It's a previous question. The difference between hub and switch. Hub is not intelligent, switch is intelligent. Yeah. So allegation is really interesting in the basic concept of file transfer. Similarly, how? Yeah, exactly. Yes. So Sitra, basically, it's not mandatory to ping and check, right? I'm just pinging to confirm that they are on a network. You can directly do file sharing without pinging, no issues at all. But if you wanted to check the connectivity, right, it's always a good habit before we deploy a network, before we checking, before we do file transfer and all. As a network engineer, our responsibility is to ping and check whether the connectivity is there or not. Okay, that is the reason I just did it because when I was trying to ping only, I was able to understand that IP was not configured on the Windows 10 PC. Okay, it's a good habit to check the connectivity with ping and then do the data transfer, but it's not mandatory. It's a good practice. Yeah, lab can be accessible from any platform, right? Either you have Linux or Windows or whatever it is, you can access it. Okay. Sweetie, that's the answer for your question. Okay, I think the question has been already answered, right? We cannot ping outside your network, outside your subnet because we have a public AP private AP concept, which we'll be covering later in the course. Okay, I think Tulasi Raghavan, thanks for your comment. Okay, so lab username password will be shared definitely. I'll share in the group. Um, see, the command that I was using was ncpa.cpl. That command is nothing but that's a shortcut, right? Basically, you have to get into command prompt and into multiple paths, multiple locations you have to get into to get that the place where you configure IP addresses. So instead of going to multiple paths by clicking multiple icons, I'm just using this ncpa.cpl shortcut to get into the place directly. So instead of going to multiple, it's a big path. I'm directly jumping into that path with the shortcut. Okay, switches have got 24 ports, or it has also got 48 ports. You also have switches with 72 ports. You also have switches with 96 ports also. But 24 ports switch and uh, 48 ports which are generally most common switches, but you also have switches with 72 ports and 96 ports also. Okay. So cybersecurity recordings you can find, but it is available in our platform, in our networking application. Right, I'll talk about networking application later. We also have that networking application which you can download and access it. I'll share the networking application link in the group. Yeah. Switch can have an IP address, but that is only for management purpose. Okay, switch can have, but that is for management. Yeah, maybe I know my question is not clear. My answer is not clear, but anyway, the thing is switches can have IP address. That is what the question for you, Shiva. That's answer for you, Shiva. Okay, lab setup guide. See, lab you can check with some internet YouTube videos to how to set up the lab. I've given the platform name. You can try it by yourself. Okay, we don't have a guide for that. First of all, we cannot share the guide. It's confidential. We have a lab which you guys can access it. See, for once you complete this course, I'll not be able to help you on the placement because it's a basic course and we have many students studying over here. We have to take care of them for the placement. But for this course, I cannot support you for the placement, Parthiban. Sorry. Yes, ping is to test the connection, NCPA to take the shortcut, right? Where you go and assign the IP address, that particular location, you wanted to go there directly, you can use ncpa.cpl. That's the shortcut. I'll tell you, Yuvraj, how the lab, how can you access the lab and all. Definitely, I'll share that information with you in the group. Yes, course company certificate will be given. Suchitra, yes, we need to transfer files before giving IP address. Yeah, no. Before giving IP address, you cannot transfer the data. Right? After giving IP addresses, we have to ping and check. Yeah, which means I'm just checking whether ping is working on it. Ping is working, then we are connected. Ping is just a sign to test the connectivity. That's it. So many questions are there. How to access the lab? I'll share that in the video. Argumentally, you will understand the difference between a switch, all those things and all right. Just continue with the course. Hema Kumar, you will learn your question will be answered in upcoming sessions. Yeah, please wait. Because many people are asking some advanced questions which will be covering in the courses later. Difference between switch and router, of course, you will learn in the course, right? You will be learning more about switches and routers. Sajid, no need for having, I mean, for cybersecurity, you need to have a coding understanding. Don't repeat the questions, guys. I'm just reading the questions one by one. Don't repeat. Okay, so yes, I mean, lab setup, you can check in the internet, you can access the R lab for free if you want. Okay, I'll share after the class how to access the lab, how to do this basic file sharing and share it in the group. Sai Deja, you can check with the link, or maybe I'll again share in the group that link also, right? What is the course content link? I'll share in the group. Yes, Mutram, you can do that, right? Once the network is set up, you can transfer data from any PC you want. Cybersecurity, network security are not same. Cybersecurity is little covers more scope than network security, right? Network security is a subset of cybersecurity. You can think like that. Yeah. See, a cloud is nothing but a platform where you have your mission somewhere running. Right? Cloud is a platform, right? We have a cloud platform. That is where the missions are running. I see, man, I can get more questions, but there are certain questions which make sense, but it is difficult to answer at this moment, right? Maybe slowly, once you understand all the topics, you'll be able to understand those things. Okay. Yes, Bharat, this is a net FTP file sharing. Yes, kind of FTP file sharing only, but this is a Windows-based platform. Okay, you can also use FTP, but for FTP, you need to install some basic applications, whereas this is a native Windows file sharing. We don't have to install any application for doing this file sharing. But for FTP, we have to install some applications on the machines to do FTP file sharing. Okay, so yes, multiple Prithviraj, multiple PCs can share the can access the shared folder at the same time. Yes. See, if you're doing masters in networking, I would recommend you to learn networking, Linux, virtualization, cloud computing, everything. Because networking is just, it's not just networking. Networking is everything. So you need to have a wide understanding on networking and related topics like the Linux, cybersecurity, virtualization, cloud and all. I would suggest you to definitely learn CCNA first and then go with other courses also if you are trying to do masters in networking. Okay, see, I'm keep wishing and keep getting questions failed. Even though I answered almost 50 plus questions, but still no, there are 50 plus questions available. Okay, so we cannot cover MPLS in this course. IPS IDs also we cannot cover in this course, right? It's a very seasonal basic course only. Rishikesh, thanks for your message. So can you use hub to connect multiple PCs? Yes, maybe if you have less than 4, 5, or 8 devices, you can use a hub instead of having a switch. NCPL or CPL is not the command to assign IPs to virtual machine. You can also use it to assign IPs to your physical PC also. Whatever PC that you have, there also you can use this command to assign. Okay. Yes, course completion certificate will be given definitely. Lab setup, please check. I can see again, few guys are spamming the same messages again and again. Okay, so I'll give the recording sessions also, these definitely. VLAN network configuration labs we have. We'll discuss about VLANs later in the course. If you have same IPs on both the PCs, it will be conflicting and you cannot do data sharing. If you have same IPs on both the devices, it will be difficult. Yeah, you will not be able to do data sharing with same IPs. It have to be different because that is what the unique portion is. You cannot have same IP on both the devices. Shakti, cybersecurity analyst has got openings, but whatever you learn it in depth. That is what I would suggest, right? Either it's cybersecurity or networking or whatever it is. Every stream has got a scope, but you have to be expert in that. Okay, learn whatever you learn in depth. Shiva, it's not every device need to have a unique IP address. Maybe I can answer your question in this way. Every PC in network need to be unique. I can have 1.2 at my home, but I cannot have one more 1.2 PC at my home. But you can have 1.2 at your home. Right? What I'm trying to say is it is locally unique. But there can be only one PC with one IP address in that network. But that IP address can be with some other devices in a different network. If you don't understand what I'm saying, please follow the courses, you will understand. Yeah, Arvind is asking the switch image. You can just see the switch image over here. This is the image of the switch. Okay, so please ping me in WhatsApp if you wanted to join the group. Certificate will be provided, guys. Lab access, I'll tell you how to get lab access and all. Use of telnet we'll cover in the course. That's a part we have the remote access. Okay, so GNS3 is fine, but GNS3 is not that great when you compare with the platform that we use. Ganesh Swami, you can use GNS3 also if you want, but this platform is even more better than what GNS3 can do. Bhavani, see, basically for the placement, if you're looking for, we have a placement program, right? Just for CCNA alone, we cannot assure placement to the students. If you're looking for placements, then you need to have more knowledge on networking, Linux, and cloud also. So that is why we cannot send students who completed only CCNA. We have a placement program for that. If you're looking for placement, you can look for that placement program. About the loopback test, we'll talk about that, why the loopback interface is available. We'll talk about that also later in the course. Okay, I think Tejaswani, you have a bigger question. Please ping me in WhatsApp with your question. I'll go with the next question. Because already we are running out of time. Please ping me in WhatsApp. I'll go through that slowly and I'll reply. So if the lab 50 hours is over, I'll check with that if I can increase it. People who are personally pinging me, I can increase to them for free. If you run out of 50 hours of lab. Okay. So Ramkumar, there is no limitation on how much data you can transfer. You can transfer as much as you want. If you even you have 1 TB of data, you can transfer 1 TB of data through network, no issues at all. Lakshmi, Deepan, you can check our website for the timings and duration for the CCNA classes. Once this CCNA basic course is over, we are starting the CCNA full course. Okay, at the same timing it will be, but it will be for 3 months. So this course is for 15 days, right? That will be for 3 months. That will go for 60 days. You can check our website. Yes, Prapanjan, and today's placement program is a assured program only. Okay, yes, shall we end the session, guys? I think I've answered enough questions. Okay, hope you guys like today's class. I will end the meeting. See you guys tomorrow. Right. Thank you.